King Lawler that just came in a few moments ago. We understand that Jerry Lawler has bruised ribs and King Lawler that just came in a few moments ago. We understand that Jerry Lawler has bruised ribs and King Lawler that just came in a few moments ago. We understand that Jerry Lawler has bruised ribs and King Lawler that just came in a few moments ago. We understand that Jerry Lawler has bruised ribs and King Lawler that just came in a few moments.
And then everyone, let me adjust because I have no idea what's going on here. Sorry.
Gone farted.
No, you never, mate. The screen's all over the place. I'm trying to adjust it. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition. When I sort the screen, I'm trying to because it's been a pain in the behind. Oh, wait a minute. Because we're all over the place on the screen. If you look at everything on YouTube, it's a nightmare. Welcome to another edition of Wrist Locks with Long Talks, and I am trying to fix this bloody screen. Myself, John and Alex are back when I adjust the screen. I think we are all good now. We are here to talk about all things WWE and obviously John Cena's retirement match. Now, how are you both this evening, boys?
I'm doing not too bad. Kind of missed certain points of what happened last night, but I'm sure we'll get to that when we get to it.
Thanks, Craig. I am glad that you're in because, mate, honestly, I came on and the screen was all over the place, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm glad because I looked at it on YouTube because just to make sure because there was issues the other week, and I'm like, what the hell? So I'm glad that you could see on Twitch that the screen is fine, and I could see the screen is perfectly on YouTube also. So, right. Anyway, John, let's go. How are you?
I'm no bad. I'm a bit miffed about what happened last night as well, but
yes, but we
we'll
will get to
when
that. That's
the
the
time
kind of
comes.
last thing we'll talk about tonight and stuff. So yes, thank you, Craig. I appreciate you letting me know that the screen's perfect now because I've never went on a live where we're all over the place. So thank you for letting us know that everyone can see us, no problem. So let's just get cracking away and right on from Monday Night Raw. So, excuse me, sorry. Monday Night Raw opened with the Ring General, his promo. You have a tool. Oh. Aha. Right, it's okay. I know what I've done. I could fix that. I'll need to fix the logo later because I don't know where the hell it is right now. I know what you're talking about. I'll get that back later. Yes, I could see on the screen that the Raw logo is missing. I will have to find where it is and add it back in, but it's all good because the screen's a bloody nightmare tonight. I don't know what's going on with it, but anyway. Yes, so check us with Alex. Start us with Monday Night Raw and the Ring General's opening promotion.
Well, I'm pretty sure you know how we all feel about Gunther at this point.
We all do, yes. I am aware.
His
Much so.
promos don't excite me.
Yep.
For me, they're generic, they're stale, and they can be a bit boring.
Yes,
but I mean, it was also getting us excited for also what happened last night.
Carry on, John, whilst I'm fanning about with this. Sorry.
Like Alex said, Gunther's promos are pretty stale, and the way he comes across, he comes across a bit rude, and like I get that, like, he won the tournament and he's going to be seen as final opponent, but there was so much more they could have done for his last opponent. They could have had it a bit more anticipated than what it was.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Excuse me, it was an absolute. Like, I know he said he was going to be the one to make him quit and everything else and all that jazz, and I just feel like you guys, it wasn't the right thing. But as we get on, we'll chat about that more later. So moving on, the first match of the evening was Io Sky versus Kairi Sane, and take us away, John.
Well, Io Sky, great talent. Kairi Sane, absolutely fantastic as a heel. And I think this match got the time that it deserved, and they showcased what they could do as two single stars that are basically now a tag team with separate people that work well with each other.
I totally agree, but I thought it was a really, really good match, even though the fact that they are in a tag and doing well with things together and stuff like that. So it was really interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing if it can continue going forward, like them as a tag, and if they can, how should we put it, fight again and have the tag team element going on at the same time. Alex, your thoughts, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was a real good match. But again, the whole Asuka character comes in, and I'm not really buying the whole Asuka heel turn, because the whole heel turn has been disappointing. But the match itself was a lot better than what I was expecting. Um,
No,
I think that's it. I think John covered the rest.
yeah, no, I totally agree. I don't know what the hell is going on with this fucking thing. Honest to God. So then we get Logan Paul. He attacked Mr. Mysterio. Thoughts, boys?
Um, yeah, listen, I'm sure you already know how we feel about Logan Paul.
I certainly do.
For
Yes.
me, I've said this time and time again, he should not be there after what he did in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I really hope Rey Mysterio does something to him. I think it's next week that happens.
Yes, I think it is next week.
Well,
I think
this
you're
week
right.
actually. It happens this week. Um, I hope Rey Mysterio does something to him that
Mhm.
puts him out of action permanently.
I agree, my friend. I agree entirely. John, thoughts on this promo?
Yeah, well, covered there, like, he shouldn't really be in WWE, and he does not have the right to be as good as he is in ring with the skill sets that he's got, but I'm with Alex. I hope Rey Mysterio puts him back for a very.
I totally agree, guys. I totally agree. Then we get the World Tag Team Champion match against AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus the War Raiders, and obviously they still they retained the titles. They still do not have a name, but I think like most of us, we're still going to call them
Phenomenal Dragon.
the Phenomenal Dragon. Well, Ollie earlier when we were watching Saturday Night Main Event was like they're definitely called
Dragon Styles.
no, not Dragon Styles. He's still calling them AJ Lee. And I thought, no, as I goes, yeah, but they can't have that. Honestly, they can't have that.
They can't have that because I CM Punk's wife.
Yes, exactly that. I tried to tell him that, but no, no, no. Right, John, thoughts?
War Raiders, the War Raiders are like, I think they're coming back at relevancy.
Mm-hmm.
The match was really good, and the right people won, but as we'll get to, because they're working, their teamwork is phenomenal.
Yes, 100%.
Unintended.
Yes, I totally agree with you, 100%. So the El Jugulo has come in the comments and said wrestlers don't need WWE or AEW or TNA to succeed, to be honest. Besides, you all saw the backlash Triple H and WWE had. I think he's obviously alluding to what happened on Saturday Night Main Event, which we will more and likely cover ourselves when we get there. Moving on, Stephanie Vicaire promo. Who wants to start? Anyone, take a guess.
I'll go.
Go then, John.
Do you know what? She's improving every time she's coming out and cutting a promo. They're just getting better and better and better. And she's getting the point across. She's getting the point across where she's needing the relevancy to showcase what she can do, even though she's not got the best English vocabulary, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I look forward to seeing her every time she comes out.
Alex, sorry, I'm fanning about with this at the moment. Still.
Yeah, just what John said. She might not have the greatest English in her vocabulary, but I thought her promo was really good. The way she delivered it. And then I believe Nikki Bella came out
Yes, she did.
demanding a rematch. And then also Raquel came down, put Nikki Bella out of commission, and then straight up demanded a title shot against Stephanie, which I don't think Raquel's ready for a title shot.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But
Well, it's been made official for.
It's been made official for.
Raquel getting a title shot this week.
Oh, this week, is it? This week?
It appears on video
but
that I've just
I
seen.
also think
People become.
that because Raquel's getting this title shot, the friction's going to start within the Judgment Day.
Yeah, I think you're right, mate. 100%. I totally agree. But you're both very much right with the way with it and stuff, how it went about. And she's not got the greatest way in the promo and stuff, but she was still able to deliver it how she needed to and things like that. So I thought, you know what, very well done and thought out, but it just didn't properly work, I think, if that makes sense. But
Yeah.
she will get better through time, if you know what I mean, as well. That will happen through time. And we move on to Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez, boys. Alex, take a stab, and then I have a few comments to go through as well.
For me, I like Lyra Valkyria, especially with the stuff she's doing with the Bailey at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But the match itself, it was really good. I mean, I'm not the biggest Roxanne Perez fan, but I believe Lyra got the win on this one.
No, Perez did, actually.
No, sorry, Perez did. Well, it was a real good match. Just I didn't like the interference in the match.
Yeah, I agree, mate.
Because obviously when one of them's fighting, there's got to be interference from the rest.
And you don't need it.
No.
Totally right. I totally agree. Very well thought out. But I think it builds as well more for them going forward, if you know what I mean. As well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that continues with the Judgment Day, and because we had the interference like we did and stuff. So it's going. I'm looking forward to see where that also goes. John, thoughts, my friend?
Yeah, like Alex alluded to, it was a great match. And obviously, we know how the interference does happen quite a lot in these sort of matches.
Mm-hmm.
And like Alex said, I'm also a big Lyra fan with what she's doing with Bailey at the moment, which is incredible. And I thought Alex was the way to start believing Henry, but he never. So
Then we move on to LA Knight versus Mr. Logan Paul. And Mr. Logan Paul wins this match, and I still detest him to the bone, but he's still proving me wrong as well, because he should what he does, he should not be able to fucking do in the ring. He shouldn't be able to do it, but he can, and I don't know if that's why I'm jealous or what have you, but I thought this was a good match, but I felt the wrong person won. But it's going to build further, I think, because of the interference with the rest of the division and everything else. This is going to build further forward, going ahead, if that makes sense. John, your thoughts?
yeah, I'm with you on that. Logan Paul should not be doing the stuff that he is doing at the level that he is doing it at, and he has no right to be in the professional wrestling business.
100%, mate.
But I feel that LA Knight is still in for a big, massive push.
Mate,
believe
100%.
so.
Totally agree. I've said it for a while, and the fact that when they did the men's promo for WrestleMania, I was like, how they went and they show the night in the background, and I say this every time we touch on him. I just think that's alluding to him getting a bigger push going forward. Further down the line. Alex, your thoughts on this match?
Like we already said, Logan Paul, don't like him, never have liked him, never will like him, but he should not be as good as with the things he does in the ring. I do agree with you, the wrong person won that match.
Yeah.
It could have been LA Knight.
Mm-hmm.
But as for LA Knight's push, it could be coming next year.
Yeah, I think so, mate. Totally.
I think that's going to start at Money in the Bank.
Yes, I do too. if not before, but I definitely think, yes, he's going to win the Money in the Bank next year. And that's not a prediction, that's a spoiler, as Mr. Heyman would say. Talking about them,
Have
we
you-
get Mr. Breaker's promo because he has a title shot. If memory serves me correct, the 5th of January is when his title shot against Mr. Punk is, boys.
Yep.
So
Yes.
he was talking about that. No,
Anniversary.
what? Go on, John. Sorry, carry on.
It's on the anniversary show of Raw being the 1 year anniversary of Netflix.
Right, okay. And whilst we're on that point, they have actually announced Unreal Season 2 has been commissioned, and I can't actually remember the actual start date off the top of my head, but I just know that it has been commissioned. And again, it's only, 5 or 6 episodes? And I think it goes from where it left off to up to, I think, the Rumble or maybe Elimination Chamber. I can't remember. John or Alex might be able to help because I just know it was announced. I just can't remember. But what I did love about this promo from Breaker for his to say that's when that is, that we know he is phenomenal in the ring and with that 23 mile per hour fucking running spear. But this promo alone, I thought, wow, it just go on.
The Unreal Season 2 is set to premiere on January 20th, 2026.
Thank you, mate. But yes, I just thought this was a brilliant promo, and it shows that his in-ring promo work is getting so much better. And I wouldn't be pleasantly surprised at the 1 year anniversary of WWE in the UK and elsewhere being on Netflix that Braun Breaker is our new World Heavyweight Championship. Alex, your thoughts?
I thought it was a really good promo, but I think January 5th, sorry, it was January 23rd, wasn't it?
Up for Unreal, yeah.
Yeah. So January 5th, I think, I don't see Breaker winning it on that particular show. I think he will win it further down the line.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's who will be champion when LA Knight wins the Money in the Bank and gets cashed in on.
Nice. Now I do that. Now, mate, that is long-term story and booking. I
Yes.
like that.
But I also liked what he said. After I take your title, I'm going to take your wife.
Yeah, I thought that was nice. I thought, wow. You know what I mean? I thought, wow. John, thoughts?
You know what? Braun Breaker, 2 promos, 2 weeks, 2 mouth-watering promos that he's cut. I mean, I didn't like his promo work to begin with, but gradually seeing him being moved up to the main, like since he come up to the main roster, it's been fire.
Yeah.
That's all I can say, and I'm definitely looking forward to how it's going to play out in January.
Also, if I remember, this is where the second masked man got involved as well, correct? The second person in black, who is not the first person in black.
Yep.
Yes.
So, I'm wondering if they're trying to do to us what they did with El Grande Americanos. If that, like, and stuff, because, you know, they started off with the change. It was Chad Gable, it's Ludwig Kaiser. We've got the other 2 people in it and stuff. And obviously, because when it first happened at War Games, fans were saying, it's this person, it's that person. Is this WWE trying to do the usual and Triple H with the guys and other people that are doing the booking of the show, trying to throw us as fans off who it actually is? But like we said when we were on 2 weeks ago, last week when we covered Raw and SmackDown and everything for 2 weeks, the fact is, we don't. Whoever these 2 are, when they come to do the full official reveal, I think we're all still on the same page. It is actually going to be Mr. Rollins that is going to be the one that will be unveiled eventually as the Masked Man. So the second man, before we move on to Netflix NXT, who do we think the second man was on Monday night? John.
Montez Ford.
That's exactly what I thought. I'm glad we were on the same page.
Sorry, John. I didn't give you a chance to answer that one.
I think it's Montez, but I do still think that Jericho is involved somewhere.
Right, okay. Now, before we go into NXT, do we have a match or a promo of the evening for Monday Night Raw?
Breakoff promo.
Yep, for me, 100%. Yep, 100% as well. And we all agree. So, right, okay, moving right on. NXT, obviously, this is the fallout from Deadline, what happened at Deadline, and obviously Mr. Femi has a promo. Now, obviously, he is, again, the NXT champion. Now, I thought, mate, I don't know about you guys, but I love him as a star, but I thought when he dropped the title, that was him set for coming up to the main roster. The fact that he's got the title again, I was like, oh, that was a swerve, like, I didn't see coming. But it was good to see the Dawn back, and even him then coming out and having words and stuff with him and stuff. So, and then obviously, because he fights Javon in the main event also. I just thought it was a nice way to set us up for the end of the show and what could potentially happen further down the line with Don Angelo. Alex.
I thought the opening promo with Oba was actually really well delivered.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that, yeah, you're going to have Ricky Saints now, come down and say, right, I'm not that same person you faced, and I want my rematch.
Yeah.
Quite basically. And I believe they were going to have that match that night.
Yes.
Then Javon came down.
Yep.
Well, I'm using my Iron Survivor win to take that challenge.
Yeah. So I thought it was nice to set up that, still have the background with Ricky there, but then to have him saying "fuck it, I'm taking my shot tonight," and I thought that's a nice swerve, which sets us up for them at the main event. John, thoughts?
Well, do you know what? I think I know why they gave Obafemi back the NXT championship. Because they wanted somebody. They wanted Obafemi versus Cody to see how he would stack up against the main roster guy.
Saturday main event. I get that. I totally get that. But I think Ricky would have been a good shout against him because they have history from when they were in AEW, if you know what I mean. So I think. You know what I mean? And the connection. No disrespect to, because we will get to that match, but no disrespect to that match alone. I think if Ricky was still a title holder, I think it still would have been a good match. Them two, and they could tell the story of what they'd done in AEW, and obviously what happened in the match as well. But we'll get there very shortly. Thoughts? Yes, Jonathan.
And with Javon using that Iron Survivor token thing that it gives the other 4 combustible elements in that match a chance to this week to progress to a shot at New Year's Evil. So it gives a fresh new challenge to the NXT champion.
Oh no, 100% it does. You're right about that. So first match of the evening was, still do not fucking like her as a heel, but it's unfortunate her heel work's still not getting where it should be. But we get Keilana Jordan versus Jordana Grace. Now obviously I thought it was, for the aspects of the match, I thought it was a very good match, and obviously as a heel. She did what she needs to do as a heel. And I think the right decision was made because obviously we as fans and probably other fans aren't liking her as a heel. But I think the decision to make her win the match is to try and get more heat as well and get the fans to hate her the way that we currently are hating her. Not hating her, if you know what I mean, but disliking her as a heel. Yeah, we dislike her, not as a heel, but for the work, and it's not her. I don't think it's her fault. I think it's to her because she's been a face for so long. I think it's the switch for her. It's taking her time to get to the element that where when she's fully over as a heel, we're gonna love it and be pleasantly surprised. I think, but it's going to take time, which sometimes in this business you don't get the time to perfect what it is you're trying to put over as a heel, if that makes sense. Alex.
I completely agree with you. I'm not liking the heel work that
Mhm.
Kalani is doing, but the match itself was really good.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's not her fault. I think it's just the way she's being booked.
Yeah.
Um, but hopefully she takes a few lessons what to do to improve as a heel,
Yeah.
and
100%.
hopefully that will make her bigger and badder
And we
than
will.
she
It's not.
is now.
As I say, it's not us hating on her, but we're enjoying seeing her the way that she is because
Yeah.
we've seen her as a face for so long, and the switch has been needed. But like you, it's just the way it's been booked at the moment. It's not got the feeling that she's over as a heel properly. Everybody still sees her as a face, if that makes sense. Without trying to bring her down about it. But I don't think John agrees because I think John looking here is like, no, that's not right. But I'm sure he'll elaborate when he comes in.
Nah, I just think Kilana Jordan's heel turn is honking.
All right, so he does agree. I didn't look like that. That's fine. We agree. We totally do. It's just
No, it's just the fact that like she's got that baby face where it's just everything she's doing, you're not actually believing the story.
yes.
Whereas if they had the roles reversed where Jordan Grace was the heel, then we would totally be on board with that. But
Yeah.
like you said, the more she plays it, the heelier she becomes, the more we'll start to gradually build and like it.
Yeah, and it's like I've said, it's not that we're hating on her as a wrestler. It's just the work that it's not where
Yeah,
it's only
100%.
to her and to us as fans. It's all completely new for us, and I love that they've done this switch, but she still needs to do a little bit more to make us feel included the way that we follow other heel characters that we know and love and thought, you know what, I don't mind him or her as a heel because I know what I'm getting from them, if you know what I mean. Moving on, I'm going to butcher this guy's fucking name because I'm sure he's from Evolve or what's the other one? LFG. He's either from Evolve or LFG, but it's Shillock, I think. Hill versus Lexus King. Correct me if I'm wrong if I've butchered the guy's name. I am so damn well sorry. But I thought this was a really nice match. And obviously good to see a new up and coming star. Say that again, mate.
You say Shylon Hills?
Shylon, you see, I didn't say Shylon, I said Shylock. So there you go. So it's Shylon Hill. Yes. So he faced Lexus King, and I think it was a really nice touch because obviously Lexus, as we know him from his previous name, he doesn't want to be known as Junior, Billy Perlman Junior anymore, and I get that because he wants to go on his own and all this kind of jazz. But I thought it was really nice for him to, and with obviously Shawn Michaels and the booking team, to put over an up and coming star. I thought the match was how can we put it without sounding rude? It had its spots that it needed, but I don't think it was long enough to see Hill do much, if that makes sense. And I can't add any more unless anyone else wants to add anything. I don't think I could add any more to that.
I mean, the match could have been better if it was longer, but the fact that they put over Shiloh Hills to get the win. Hopefully, he could take that experience and learn from it,
Yeah,
and maybe watch back the footage to realise, right, I need to stop making this mistake and that mistake
yeah,
and improve my game.
100%.
Because I think it was just nerves that was getting to him since it was his first official WWE match since winning LFG.
Yeah, no, totally agree, mate. Totally agree. John, thoughts?
Yeah. Do you know The Undertaker used a Chris Benoit nickname to put over Shiloh Hills?
Well, really? Wow. Wow, that's mental.
Because, do you know how he has that thing with his tooth?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, The Undertaker says the toothless aggression era begins now.
Oh, fucking hell. Wow. That is class. That is good thinking as well from from Taker as well. So you're obviously giving us information which I thought is great. What did you think of the match?
Yeah, no, I thought it was a good match, and I liked how the fact that they showed us that he's slightly improved since LFG.
Mm-hmm.
There's improvements needed to be made.
Yes, no, totally 100%. I totally agree with that. Moving on, and then Oliver has come in the comments and said hi, so that's all he said.
Hi, Ollie.
Sol Ruka versus Ren Sinclair. Now, wow. I can't say it enough. I fucking love the bones of Sol Ruka. I know I say this every freaking week that we speak about her if she's fighting, but to go up against a talent again like Ren Sinclair, and just for them to both, obviously Ruka won the match, but for them to both showcase what they can do in the ring and be so over with the NXT crowd as well, and hitting everything that they need to hit in the Soul Snatcher. I fucking love that move, and I'm going to be speaking about that very, very soon when we get to Saturday night main event and stuff like that as well. But honestly, for me alone, I thought this was a really, really good match. Right person won to showcase what we've seen on Saturday night main event as well. John, thoughts?
Right now, Sol Ruka, magic. Right, so this is not a prediction or a teaser. This is a spoiler, by the way. Here is your Miss Money in the Bank 2026 winner right there.
I think so, mate. I think, if she's not the winner, she's going to be in the match, if 100%.
And the way I think she's going to win it is she's going to do the spin off the ladder, boom, run up the ladder, boom, take the briefcase.
Nice.
You mean the Soul Snatcher off the ladder?
Yeah.
Yep, that.
Alex, carry on. Your thoughts on this match alone?
The match alone was outstanding.
Yep.
I mean, it's Sol Ruka.
I know, mate. We'll say it every week if she's on the NXT card, even if she's not and she's doing a spot.
Even when she first came into NXT, I wasn't a fan of her.
Yeah, no,
But
100%.
over the course of the last year, she's impressed me.
Oh yeah, 100% the same, mate. Honestly.
And I do agree with you. The right person did win that match to hype her up for Saturday night's main event against her
100%.
match with Bailey.
Kylie4480 has come in and said hi, so hi to you too, Kylie. And Ollie has came back in and said, I think the Soul Snatcher is the best finisher in the WWE business.
Agreed.
I concur. I thought that. So, main event of the evening, which obviously came from the opening promo. Obafemi versus Javon. Right, Alex, go.
Match of the night.
100%. 100%. Can't add any more than that, but definitely was
Even though
match
I
of
would
the
have
night.
loved it for Javon to win, we knew Obafemi was winning this match.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But Javon, he knows how to hit his spots at the right time.
Yes.
The match itself was outstanding. But again, it was all to hype up Obafemi and Cody for
Saturday night main event.
main
Yeah,
event.
100%. I can't add or take any more to that because it was, for me, again, that was match of the night on the card. 100%. 100%. And we spoke before John came on, but why the fuck is he not on the main roster already? Why
He
the
needs to
fuck
be on the
not?
main roster.
You know what I mean? Why not?
Him and Leon Slater need to be on the main roster.
Yes, as a tag team to go for the tag titles on SmackDown or fucking Raw, because we'll talk about that when we get there. But their chemistry on Saturday night main event, wow. Right.
But what if, when Leon Slater signs to WWE, they are the ones that dethrone AJ Styles and Dragon Lee
Now that,
before AJ
mate,
Styles retires?
yeah, just before Styles retires. Now, mate, wow.
Yeah.
I've got another thing to add about retirement later. But anyway, John, thoughts before we move on to SmackDown?
Well, all I'm going to say is, let's get bouncy.
Okay. And was that your
usually
match of the
always
night
are,
as well?
Um,
Was that your match of the night also? So right.
Absolutely. Every time, like either Javon Evans or Leon Slater is in a match, they always hit it out of the park.
So moving on to Friday night SmackDown, we open with Cody Rhodes segment. Take us away, Alex, whilst I'm trying to find the thing that I seen earlier.
Well, the Cody Rhodes segment, I think it was delivered really well. Obviously, the way Cody was cutting the promo, and then Obafemi comes down
Yeah.
and just basically says that I am not what you think I am, sort of thing. There's a reason why they call me. Was it the Nigerian Destroyer?
Yes, Nigerian Destroyer.
Yeah. I almost forgot what his nickname was. But it was a real good segment. It was basically to hype up, like we just discussed there, Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. I can't add any more or put any more because it did, as we say, hype them up. He delivered it and he made Cody be aware he is in for a fight on Saturday night main event. Can you add any more to that, John?
Before that, though, we didn't touch on it. Before that, we had Nick Aldis in the back talking about Drew and like that he openly invited them to come to SmackDown that night.
Yes.
But then you hadn't heard from him. He hadn't been in touch. He hadn't been answering texts or that. Then Cody come and said something to Aldis, and then Aldis said, "I'm going to go to Drew's house this week."
And then what happened?
To speak to him about.
Yes, but we will touch base on that's the opening invitation was for SmackDown. Okay.
Yeah.
And we know what happened. We'll talk
happened.
about what happened when we get there. So Ollie has came back, and I came back in the comments before we move on to the open challenge with Mr. Dragunov. Unbelievable match with any match with Javon in it will be match of the night, and his autocorrect change it to Kevin Evans instead of Javon. So I'm reading it thinking, unbelievable match with what? And I'm like, oh, I know what he means, but because it's typed and he's did it because we were doing the match at the same time before we moved on to SmackDown. So now, this match has happened earlier than I think we expected for Mr. Ciampa. Because I thought this was
Yes.
going to go on later, it was going to build and everything else. Obviously, again, brilliant match. There was obviously shenanigans. There was an involvement from Johnny Wrestling and obviously Candice LeRae. Carmelo Hayes then comes out to make a save, even though that Fraxion made a big deal about being there for him as well. But for me, I think no, I've got another match tonight. It wasn't this one. My match tonight's go later on. Sorry, this is close second to be match of the evening. Go on,
No.
John. I can't add
No.
any more because I love the match.
No.
But they're just the shenanigans in between I don't think was needed.
Do you know what? Do you know what made the match even more intense? Was the fact that Tommaso actually busted Ilya open,
Yep.
and it reminded me of when Becky Lynch had blood all over her face.
Yes.
And when he seen the blood, his reaction and his mood changed, and he got more intense as the blood kept flowing.
What's that one? Yeah, no, I totally agree. Yes, right. So I'll do that in a little while. I don't know how true it is, but anyway, your thoughts, Alex?
Well, I think we all know what the match of the night was going to be anyway, but
Yes.
it wasn't this one. This was a close second
Close second, yeah.
to match of the night. But wasn't exactly an open challenge though,
No,
because the challenge was issued last week.
that's right. Yeah. Forgot about that. Yeah.
It was an extremely good match
Mm-hmm.
from start to finish, especially when Ilya get busted open. I think it was his ear.
It was easier, mate. Yeah.
But like John said, you can see his mood changing,
Yeah. And that's what I loved about it.
and that's what gave him that fire.
Yeah.
Even the shenanigans for Johnny Gargano and Candice, you knew that was backfiring straight away.
Oh yeah, 100%. The fact that there was like that, you knew that this keeps this feud alive for obviously the United States Championship as well. If you know what I mean, this keeps it alive between all of them. And
When's Axiom getting his mask back?
yeah, I know. I wonder that, mate. I did wonder that.
Because you've seen the mask hanging from Johnny Gargano's jeans.
Yep.
I'm going to ask this question now.
Yeah.
Who dethrones Ilya?
I have no idea. I have no idea at the moment, mate. I think he's going to have a run, but I think with what's happened recently, with all the different people that are there and what's happened here at the Rumble, because we're going to be building to the Rumble very soon, because I don't think there's anything before that, because I'm not sure if we've got a PLE between now and obviously last night.
We've got a main event before on the 24th of January.
24th of January, and then you've got the 2nd of February, isn't it, for the Rumble?
I think it's the 31st of January.
31st, oh, well, celebrating, fucking nice. Oh, fuck yeah, even better. Wow. I didn't think it was I had it in my head it was in February for some reason. But
no, because last year was the 1st of, this year was the 1st of February.
Yeah, so that's fine then. Right, so moving on, we get Alexa versus Lash Legend. And Lash Legend won this match. But if the match was longer, I'd be happier. Because it wasn't that long a match. They couldn't tell a story the way that I think they could have done if the match was longer. And that's all I could say.
I think what's happened there is I think one of the segments was a bit longer. I think the opening segment wasn't meant to be as long as it was.
Mm-hmm.
So they had to cut some matches down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm with you. The match should have been a little bit longer.
Yeah, for them to both showcase what they can do, if you know what I mean. And the fact that Legend is getting that push on SmackDown, I'm liking to see, because I liked her when she was in the NXT roster. I know you've sent me an attachment. It's fine, I've got it, babe. So, Alex, thoughts then? I'll do what I was going to do, but I don't know how true it is, but I'm going to put it out there in the world of it anyway.
Yeah, I'm in complete agreement with the two of you. That match would have been better had it had more time. Probably say another 10 minutes added on.
Yeah. So John replied to Ollie saying that he couldn't agree more about any match that Javon is in. It'll be a great match. Ollie's came back in and said he thinks at Money in the Bank, Dragunov will be in the Money in the Bank, or his title will be defended above a ladder in Money in the Bank in a 6-man ladder match at Money in the Bank. That's what Ollie thinks. So know how you get the 8. I don't, but know how you get the 8-man.
But what if it's just a normal ladder match?
I think that's what he's meaning, yeah, but he means it'll
Yeah.
happen at Money in the Bank in a ladder match against 6 men.
Because I don't see them putting another title in a briefcase again.
No, what I think he means is that it'll be like you, Alex. It'll be a normal ladder match. His title will be above the ring, and he'll go against 6 men at Money in the Bank to potentially win his title. Fair enough. So I don't know if you guys follow Sports Bash on Facebook.
Nope.
But I don't know how true it is, but they put out 8 hours ago that Mr. Lesnar is set to end his WWE career at SummerSlam 2026 in Minnesota. As per the reports, WWE has planned Brock Lesnar's retirement run starting in February, meaning next year. He has picked SummerSlam to make his last ever pro wrestling appearance. SummerSlam 2026 will be a 2-day event scheduled across, obviously, August 1st and 2nd. It'll be the first ever WWE Stadium event held in, obviously, Brock's hometown. And Brock considers himself as half-retired wrestler and has expressed his will to retire multiple times. So, if that's true, it would be he will SummerSlam 2026. So the fact that if that is true, you've got 2 WWE stars that are potentially retiring next year, because you've got AJ Styles and then Brock Lesnar. So if that's true, we wish him well when it happens, and we'll do the same for AJ. Like, we will touch more on John very shortly and stuff. For me, this next match, yes.
I am absolutely ecstatic with that news, if it is true, because you know my thoughts on Brock Lesnar.
Yes, I know,
And
mate.
also know mine.
We're all in the same keel, and we all know Ollie's, and he will back us up to the hill.
Someone's still named in an active lawsuit.
That's exactly what Ollie says. Why the fuck is he in the company if he's still named in that lawsuit? So there we go.
You know what? He can go home and shit himself now. Hey!
For me, this next match alone, 100%, because we spoke about him so much, was match of the night. Him and The Miz versus The Miz and Javon Evans. What a fucking match. Now, obviously, me and Alex spoke before you came on, John, and we were speaking about it, saying this on SmackDown alone, just because the spots and what he's like. Miz is a veteran in the business, right? But even that, what he was able to do and go up against Javon the way that the Miz did as well, but even put Javon over, I was just like, I was in awe. And then, is this not the spot? Did the Miz, was it the Miz? Was it in this match that 2 of them, or was it after where someone else got involved afterwards? And was it that him and Javon, or him and someone else, did the "You Can't See Me"? So, am I? Yeah.
No, I believe the Miz did that.
Yeah.
The Miz tried to do the "You Can't See Me."
Right, cool. But yeah, mate, I can't fault the guy enough, and even for the Miz, because he's been shot on and everything else recently, which we'll touch base on when we get to Saturday Night Main Event very shortly. But for him to put over Javon the way he did, I thought was just wow. and I can't add any more because the match in itself was just the same as all Javon's matches, just epic. And I can't add any more. I'm sorry, I can't. Otherwise, we'll be here for 3 hours, and we don't want that, boys.
No.
Right, John, go take a stab.
Like you say, the Miz has been shot on in the past, and I think having him, like, you know, have matches with like the younger talent like Javon and that, it'll rub off on like Javon and that, like how good and how to be treated with the respect that the Miz has and the caliber of a guy that the Miz is.
Yep. 100%. And I know Alex's thoughts, but you can give them anyway because I know them already.
Yeah. I thought the segment before the match
Yes.
was really good because obviously Kathy Kelly was interviewing Javon,
Yep.
saying, "How do you feel about going up against AJ and Dragon Lee at Saturday night's main event?" And then obviously the Miz comes in, go, "Why are you talking to him? I should be the one Saturday night main event taking on John Cena."
Yeah.
And I kind of laughed when Javon basically told him, "Well, you tried, but you failed twice."
Yeah. I couldn't help but laugh at that, mate, honestly.
The match
Wow.
itself,
Yeah.
I think we're all in agreement. Match of the night. Again, it's Javon Evans.
Yeah,
He
100%.
should be on the main roster with how good he really is.
Yep. Leon Slater too, I know I've said it, I know he's not part, but I think when his contract's up, WWE will sign him and they will put them both together and they will be on the main roster. That's my thought anyway. So, main event of the evening, we get the Terror Twins versus Aleister Black and Selena Vega. And obviously the Terror Twins win this match. But I don't think the feud with these four is over. I think this is going to continue. I thought it was a really, really good match, right? But what I'll touch base on the match in a minute, but what I thought was class at the end, obviously, they're celebrating, and Rhea's up in the corner, and she's taking it all in. And then, obviously, Damien Priest goes over and lifts her up on his shoulders, and it's like, I don't know if that was meant to happen or it was impromptu, because you could clearly see when she eventually goes up on his shoulders, she's like, oh fuck, oh fuck. It's like she wasn't expecting it, but then afterwards, like when it first happened, she's like, you could see the shock on her face, thinking, what the hell? But then obviously when she realised, right, that he had her, and then they walked around the ring, and it's like she's up here, I thought, that's class. But to see the fear in her face, first of all, like, because I don't even think that was planned. But again, I think this match set itself up because what's been going on for weeks previous with the feud backstage is when obviously we've got R-Truth back as R-Truth, but when he was serious R-Truth, as in Ron Killings, you've seen it then when he was under the Ron Killings moniker. He basically he helped cement that feud and get it to where it is as well and stuff. And I thought they played everything the way they should have done, but I still don't think it's over. I think this is going to continue further and build the story again going forward for the Rumble and potentially further forward. John.
I like you said, Alex, Aaron, even.
That's all right. I'll answer to
I
Alex.
thought it was a really
Alex
good
can
match.
answer to me, right? It's fine.
I'm the host of the podcast now. Thanks, John.
But I don't know if you saw, there's a video, I think it was on Instagram or Facebook, X, where Damien does a handstand over the ring to exit the ring.
Yep. And she does the same, but she
And
fucks it. Yeah, I've seen that,
it.
mate. Yeah, but she laughs about it, which I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah. But no, I'm really liking the feud with the Terror Twins and Aleister Black and his real life wife. It adds a bit of seriousness to the wrestling.
Yes.
as well. Alistair Black's just doing what Alistair Black does, what Tommy does as well. So, not really more you can say.
No, 100%. Arran, kick it away. Since you called me Alex, so on you go.
This was a really good match. But like you said, it was when Damien lifted Rhea up on his shoulders, she went, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
But then started parading around. But
Yeah.
the bit I laughed at was when Rhea Ripley headbutted Alistair Black
Yeah, mate, I was
at
like,
the
wow.
edge of the apron.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they all rehearsed all this before actually pulling it off live on TV.
Yeah.
It was extremely well performed. Like you said, the feud is not over by a long shot, I think.
No, definitely not.
Either at the Rumble or the Chamber. It might come to an end.
If it's not the Rumble, definitely, I think it'll be at the Chamber. That'll be it, and that'll be it done. Now, obviously, before we move on to what we really want to talk about and not really talk about, Ollie has came back in and said, when Leon and Javon are both on the main roster, what would you call them as a tag team?
Oh, shit.
I can't even think right now, right? Look, I'm stumped. So we'll ping it back to you, Ollie. We'll try and answer, but we'll ping it back to you. What would you call them?
Slavon?
Slavon? Yeah. Lejon?
No, don't bring John into this.
Slavon, Lejon.
Or is that Paul that's in the podcast?
So, John, what would you call them? Because I can't really. John works. I can't really think.
Slevens.
Slevens. Okay.
Yeah. Slevens.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
He's got a ring to it. So we'll wait for Ollie. He could decide, but we will talk about his Saturday night main event. And the last time is actually now, and it's been done. So throughout the night, obviously, we get promos and video packages from various different superstars wishing Cena well, yada, yada, yada. But the opening match, which we've already spoke about quite frequently over this course, was Cody Rhodes versus Obafemi. Now, obviously, me and Alex spoke about this off camera before John came on. This match would have been a far ton fucking better because they were getting to where they got to before a certain Mr. Scottish Warrior got involved. Now, I can see the reason why, because yes, we just alluded to it. He was invited from Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis said he was going to go to his house. And could it be that Nick Aldis did go to his house and he said, well, fuck it, I'll just turn up on Saturday night main event and kick the shit out of Cody in that match and cost Obafemi the match? You don't actually know, but I think I think involvement, I don't think it needed to happen, but it continues the feud. That the fact that Drew McIntyre is in Cody Rhodes' fucking head, if you know what I mean. He is actually in his head. And that's why I've said all throughout this is leading to them for the title match at the Royal Rumble. I can't add any more because the match itself would have been good. I'm not saying it wasn't, but they were getting to the spots that they needed to get to it, and then you get that, and I'm thinking, shit. I'm not getting what I was expecting, if you know what I mean, but I get why it's been done, if you know what I mean. Carry on, John, because you've jumped in. Carry on.
So, we're all watching it. We all watched it at different times, I presume, because we all had work at different times. So I watched it. Last night, and I can see why Drew got involved because it doesn't make one or the other look weak.
Yes.
They've both still got their moment. And I do think Obafemi will drop the title at New Year's Evil.
Yep.
And then I think
he'll be in the Royal Rumble.
The call up will be he will be involved in the Royal Rumble match at some point, but I don't think he's winning it. But I think he'll have a good chance of being in the final four.
Okay, fair enough. Alex, and I've got 2 comments before we move on to Bailey and Soul.
I thought the match was okay. Just when it was starting to build up to where they had to be for the match to start being good, obviously Drew McIntyre interfered, cost Obafemi the match, and only for Obafemi to pull Drew off of Cody.
Yeah.
And choke slam him.
Yeah, and I thought, oh wow. I was like, nice.
What if they set a match up between Drew and Oba?
Man, now I would love to see. That would be a match for the fucking ages, actually. Before we move on to Bailey versus Soluka, Ollie's came back where he can't think of a tag team name for our boys, Leon and Javon. But he's also fucking raging, and I think it's to do with what happened in the Femi match. I have no idea, so if you can elaborate, that's all he's just put. I'm fucking raging, but I'm assuming because what happened, because he likes both, but he's followed because we watched NXT all the way through and everything else when it was what it was 2.0 Black and everything else.
Yeah.
So he's followed Obafemi right from the get-go, and actually he's whilst I'm trying to fill time for him to message, he has literally just done. I was really enjoying that match, and also Femi is an unbelievable talent, which I was trying to get to in modern terms, but that's why he's raging, is because obviously like us, it got to the point where it was, and then Drew got involved. But Ollie, we'll bring it back to you. Would you like to see Femi versus Drew? Carry on, John, whilst he answers.
All I'm going to say is, Alex, that match that you suggested is a Vince McMahon style match, because remember, Vince McMahon likes big sweaty men.
Oh my God, you had to go there, right?
Is that what you like at the weekends?
Moving on, we are getting Mrs. Split Personality versus Soul Ruka. Obviously, we had Bailey with Lyra Valkyria was with her, and we had Soul Ruka, and obviously in Soul Ruka's corner was Zarya. Now, mate, wow, fucking wow, what a match! We spoke about it earlier, Alex, but for Bailey because I know this is what Cena wanted. It was the next generation going up against the veteran stars. But for Bailey, and I think that's what would have happened in the Femi match with Cody as well. Obafemi would have won if Drew hadn't gotten involved. But for Bailey being the veteran that she is, and what she's doing for the women as well, and holding seminars out of her own pocket and shit as well. It's just phenomenal to see her thinking of the future women out there and doing that off her own back, if you know what I mean, and stuff. I think that is brilliant. The fact that I know what she's come through as a wrestler and everything else to get to where she is in this way. But to see her put over Soul Ruka and to take that Soul Snatcher the way she did, wow. I can't add any more because I say it every time, and I've said it twice now. I like Bailey. I'm loving where the split personality is going. I want to see the flip switch happen very, very soon. The same way Cody for this heel fucking turn. I want to see that flip switch where when she's in that split personality where she loses her shit and she's completely done, if you know what I mean. And she is actually full-fledged like, fuck it. I am no longer a face. I'm no longer the hugger Bailey. I am a full-fledged like, fucking in your ass heel. But also before, I don't know if it was it before her match or whatever, like the fact that Michael Cole alluded to that as well, that what she's doing for other women out there. And I thought from him being the veteran that he is as a commentator to allude to that as well, I thought was a nice touch. Alex, thoughts?
I mean, this might not have been match of the night because that's coming up.
Yes, that this is a close second, 100%.
This was a close second. The way that match delivered,
Yeah,
every spot was hit to perfection, including the way Sol Ruka did the Soul Snatcher at the
Yeah.
very end.
yeah. I mean, I was sitting there, like, because obviously I watched it today, because I did try to stay up for it last night, but see, like, watching it and how she hit that, and I was like, wait, what? And then even, like, her doing the fucking her flips in the ring and stuff, I'm like, how the fuck is she? I know she's not actually a gymnast and whatever else, but I'm thinking, how the hell is she able to do that as well as then competing? I'm like, fuck me. But yeah, I can't add. I don't think you could add. But John, can you add any more?
Well, I loved the match. No disrespect to the match. I loved it so much. But I thought I was looking when I thought Zarya was able to snap
Mm-hmm.
because I thought with Sol Ruka getting the win, she would have been jealous enough to snap and attack her when she slid in the ring.
Yeah, yeah.
But I was pleasantly surprised that she raised her hand and shelter and whatnot. But I definitely think within the new year that Zarya will turn her back on Sol Ruka.
Nice. 2 seconds. So we move on to what me and I think John will probably be the same. Me and Alex definitely class this match as match of the night, which was the Phenomenal Dragons, I'm going to call them, versus Javon Evans and Leon Slater. Now, what a match. What an absolute match. I totally feel for fucking, other than the one botch in the match that AJ made when he went for the phenomenal forearm and stuff, I totally feel for him. Not fear. Feel for him because you can see it, even yes, so obviously the Phenomenal Dragons retained the title and stuff. The fact of that, you could see it in AJ's face, being the veteran that he is, thinking, oh fuck, I fucked up that spot. I needed to be where I needed to be, and it just didn't work for whatever reason. It didn't happen, and you could see afterwards, like obviously, Javon rolled out the ring, and Leon's over the other side, and you could see the AJ's over there speaking to him, and like even saying it to Dragon Lee, you could see it. Like he goes, "Mate, I fucked up," and I'm thinking, I've never for. Yes, obviously he's announced his retirement and he's leaving next year. But for him to come and say that I fucked up and everything else, and I thought that shows that things happen in the industry. Things happen when they're wrestling, but for the fact to him to feel, because obviously they're like these two guys are older, but to go up against both Leon and Javon, who are 21 years old, you know what I mean? And to put on a match the caliber that they did and to showcase what all four of them did in that match was phenomenal. No pun intended, using the word phenomenal again. But for him to feel that shit, I screwed that over, for him to take the forearm smash and then him to go over and say that to him in the corner, and then obviously when at the end when they all four of them got in the ring and he's hugged them, Dave did the embrace and salute because obviously Cena's match is next. But then even after he then still hugs Leon Slater to say, look man, fuck, I'm sorry. And I'm thinking, wow, that shows yes, I know we're talking about Cena being the GOAT because of everything he's done and his accomplishments and everything else. But to see him feeling like, fuck, I fucked this up for these two young guys, I was like, wow. The match in itself, 100% match tonight, because the next match, fuck me, I didn't want to talk about it, but unfortunately we'll have to, if you know what I mean. But to see AJ feeling like the way that he did close to the end, that he fucked it for them, I thought that shows empathy and shows he wanted. Oh fucking hell! I just wrote a fucking paragraph here whilst I'm still going. But I just feel, you know what I mean? Wow. I can't add any more because I'll just talk for fucking hours. Alex, on my go, because I know we spoke about it, but I know your thoughts. But I'll let John hear what you thought too.
One thing I will allude to, I don't think the titles were ever on the line.
No, they weren't, mate. No.
But yeah, I can't agree with you anymore because this was match of the night. Even though AJ botched with that phenomenal forearm,
Yeah.
he held his hands up straight away,
Yeah.
saying, "I know I fucked up and I deeply apologise."
Yeah.
I don't think there's a lot more I can add to this because this was an amazing match.
Yeah, it was, mate.
From start to finish, the way it started with the super kicks, right to the very end.
Yeah, 100%, mate. John?
Yeah, no, I like, you know what? And you're talking about fuck ups.
Yeah.
I like how Wade Barrett corrected Michael Cole
Oh, yeah.
when he fucked
Yeah.
up where Leon Slater came from. I thought that was genius.
Because is it not Bradford, not wherever Leon?
But I Brent, yeah, he said it was Brent, but oh no, the chemistry these guys had as well was phenomenal. And I'm going to allude to the women. The women done the exact same as what they done.
Yes. Yeah, they did, mate, 100%.
Because they saluted, all four women saluted. And
no, I know the night was all about him and the way he wanted to build it. It was about veterans and the future talent, which I thought was really, really great. But to see them all like doing that and everything else. Now we'll get onto the main man and the GOAT in a minute. All has came back in and said, "What a fucking match! AJ and the Dragons are great champions, and Javon Evans and Leon Slater are unbelievable as well. The age that they are is fucking mental, and the talent that they have is amazing. And he hopes they get to the main roster soon." Jeff, hi Gary 492 has said, "Hi, hi all. I just subscribed from North Carolina. I'm DJ Jeff. Thank you so much, DJ Jeff." And he also asked, "Do we know who the mystery man is on WWE Raw?" No, we think it's Montez Ford. We're not 100% sure, but the week before we thought it was Austin Theory. And Craig has replied to Ollie, "You do realise that Leon Slater is signed by TNA and not WWE?" And I think we are, no pun intended, I think we are aware that, not trying to be an ass, I think we are aware, yes, that, and Ollie too, that Leon Slater is signed by WWE and not TNA, by TNA and not WWE. But I think what
you fucked up.
I did fuck up there. But what I think he means, Craig, is the fact that we all know that his contract is coming up soon. I think he means that WWE will pull that trigger, and then when he becomes a WWE star, like the way that Joe Hendry is, they will flourish and do well as a tag team. I think that's what Ollie actually means. Right, moving on to the board fest of the evening, boys. The GOAT himself. I know, I mean, why? Yeah, exactly. Yes, thank you. Ollie's replied, "I know, but I mean when Leon Slater's contract is up," which is what I thought he meant. So we move on to the greatest of all time. Now, obviously, before this match, there was a build-up, there was a hype, and everybody was speaking, wishing him well. And then we go back up to the top, and we get them chatting, Joe Testoro chatting to Stephanie McMahon. You see them chatting away. But I don't know if you guys were paying attention. I think when I spoke to Alex about this, he was. But so when I was watching, I'm thinking, this is Dolly. The Miz is in the ring in gear. What the fuck? What's going on? So she's going on saying what she's saying about it and everything else. And then she goes to use the word awesome. She goes to start saying it. And then the Miz on cue goes, his line, awesome. And Stephanie turns round. They turn round. He's in the ring. And he goes on and spouting his pish saying, well, I should have been on John Cena's last opponent, blah, blah, blah. We're getting there, son. We're getting there. Obviously, R-Truth's music hits. R-Truth runs in, and he goes, I seen what you did with the balls. And you took out someone else's ball. Well, no, I see what you did with Nick Aldis's ball. Sorry, you took out someone else's ball. He opens the ball. A bit of paper comes out. And we can see clearly from home who this is. And like he's looking, he's so, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it because you know. And then he says, Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry's music hits. He appears. He comes in the ropes. Him and R-Truth have a laugh and a joke. And Miz says, will you stop laughing? And then the next minute, he picks him up, does a move. Him and Truth do the 5-knuckle shuffle together. Picks him up, does a 1, 2, 3, give him an impromptu, which isn't actually really a match, but I thought it was a really nice touch. And then to end before, obviously, John comes out.
There.
Yes?
It was actually a 10-knuckle shuffle.
Okay, 10-knuckle shuffle, because it was 2 hands. Okay, fuck off. Anyway, but they did a 10-knuckle
Can we
shuffle.
mute him, Aaron?
Right? They did a 10-knuckle shuffle, and then they stand. But even what I thought was even more iconic. Before they did, as John alluded to, the 10-knuckle shuffle, they stand, and at the way that he did it with Thea, how they just turn and did his pose, and then he goes like that, and then Truth links into him. They do the thing, and then after it, his music hits. He goes, wait, and then like wave your hands from side to side. I thought, you know what? We agree, Alex. He should have been in this tournament, and he should have potentially, right, faced John Cena, but a nice way to actually get him on the show, if you know what I mean. A really, really nice way to get him on the show. Obviously, music, we'll get Gunther. Gunther comes, does his bit. Cena then comes to the applause. Everybody's saying, thank you, Cena, thank you, Cena. And he sees all like the veterans that are in the ring. He gets in the ring, he then jumps out the ring. He goes around them all, hugs like RVD, Booker T, Kurt Angle, Mark Henry, Eve Torres, Trish Stratus, Kevin Owens, and then goes back before he gets in the ring, which I thought was a really nice touch. Hugs Sami Zayn, hugs, I've not forgot, I'm going back to it. Hugs, obviously, Sammy's kid and says, let's go to work. But before all of that, well before all of that, he films Stu. So he takes it and goes, let's go to work. But he takes the camera from Stu and actually films him for a quick second. But this is my only nitpick about this before the match itself was the way it was done. We didn't get to see much of Cena filming Stu. Does that make sense? We've seen him for a bit and then it turns to the hard cam and I'm thinking, I wanted to see more of that because of how long that him and Stu have been like portraying everything together and stuff. They obviously get there. Well, we'll get to the match. It's just because there's so much to come before the match, right? We get in there. Lillian does her introductions, which I'm so happy that Lillian got to do her introductions. She introduced, obviously, him. The prick, as always just called him. He's a fucking prick. Right?
Arsehole.
Gunther is a fucking prick. And Craig, I'll come to your comment in a minute, okay? I will come to your comment in a minute. Right? So he does that. and then Lillian's doing an introduction, and before she gets to the final point, which I thought again was a really, really nice touch, because obviously she's called most of Cena's matches or ring announced most of his matches, and the fact that before she got to the LA17 unseen champion, and now this will be the last time you see him, he goes over and touches as much as say, "Look, are you okay?" But and I thought that was a nice touch because obviously she'd been speaking about it this whole week. Yes, she was on the show, but she didn't know if she was actually going to get to announce Cena's last match because anything could happen. So, right, before we get to the match, because Craig has come back, right, okay, right, no, I'll answer it after that because I can't. So, Cena versus Gunther, the GOAT lost the match to a tap out, right, and everything else. And the match alone, I'm pleasantly surprised, and I think Alex was too when we spoke earlier, because we only thought it was going to be a 5-minute match. But the fact that what pissed me off more than anything else was in this match was the fact that Gunther clotheslined him a couple of times, clotheslined him and went to ref, ask him if he's done, ask him if he's done. Eventually, it got to the end goal. Like, they gave us this glimmer of hope the way that WWE do, that because we get Super Cena. They gave us this glimmer of hope that, oh yes, he's going to overcome, he's going to do the odds and everything else. And he didn't. Obviously, as Craig's just alluded to, right, you always knew Gunther was going to beat Cena. John always wanted the future talent over to progress them. The tap out was poor, but I understand as it's refereeing, referring to him saying his time is up now and gives him a smile before he does tap out. And I totally agree. I totally agree with you. But I disagree as well. Yes, I don't think it was. Yes, we all knew it was going to be him that was going to put him. That was going to win. But I don't think he needs the push about the future talent, because if you remember rightly, Gunther's already established as a talent. He is the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion and stuff. And yes, he could go on for days because he didn't say that, because yes, he's retired 2 people now. Could he be the man to also, when it comes to it, retire AJ Styles? Could that be?
Fuck that, no.
Could Gunther, but look, remember, Gunther has retired Goldberg, which that match in itself was a shitfest. He's retired the greatest of all time. So is he going to go 3 for 3 and retire AJ this year? I'm just putting it out there, but I see.
Or Brock.
I see, or Brock, yes, if that's true. I see what Craig is saying, because you get the smell and everything else and all that jazz. But I'm pleasantly surprised the more
This moment.
See that again, mate?
Don't know if you can see that, but
Yes, the smell. That's what he's alluding to. The smell. Yeah, I could see that. And I get it, because and I get what Craig's going on about. His motto is never give up, and he actually physically gave up and everything else. But I'm surprised the match went on as long as it did, because I thought it was only going to be a 5-minute match. But I still don't think it was the right opponent, and I get the reason behind it and everything else. I loved everything that was done after the match as well, how the whole freaking roster came out, and the fact that, like, obviously CM Punk and Cody Rhodes got in the ring. No, AJ Styles is retiring in 2026, bro. Oh, AJ Styles is definitely retiring in 2026. He said 2026, not 2027, bro. 100%. Anyway, so.
oh, now,
Yes.
did you hear what I can't remember if it was Punk or if it was Cody, but one of them said when they put the titles on Cena, we bought these for you.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I'd seen so I in my head, right, I'd assumed it wasn't oh fuck. I assumed it was their belts, not replicas. Does that make sense? But the
Yeah.
fact that the way that they both got in the ring, gave them the belts, and they basically Punk in the corner saying, "Take it in, man. Go round to each side of the go around to each side of the ring and let them see it, if you know what I mean." And then obviously the fact that Triple H got the hate and the fact the whole fucking crowd in DC was going, "You fucked up. You fucked up." With it all, but I think yes, to a degree, right? Obviously, Triple H books it and everything else. Triple H would have said what to. Cena could have easily went out and won his match, but if he wins his match, and Craig agrees with us, it's not the right opponent. But if he wins his match, that decapitates from his mantra that he will never give up. And that means he can live on, if that makes sense, and carry on. Yes, he has signed a 5-year WWE ambassador deal, so he'll still be around in the company, doing stuff for the company, but he won't obviously wrestle again because he's openly stated he can't go anymore. You could see that in the match. There were spots where I get why it was slower and stuff. There were spots where Cena couldn't keep up, or he was because he was out of breath or whatever and shit like that, and everything else. But again, the afters and how the crowd got on his back, and then like he then hugged him, and then they were going, "You fucked up," and Triple H is just laughing at it, and then he points to the screen, and we get the tribute package. I thought again that was a really nice touch to have all these different people that he's either fought or whatever, saying what they think about him.
Well,
Say that again, mate.
there was a controversial figure shown in the
Yes, but
archival.
I agree. Why no, that had to be done.
No, I know.
The fact
No, I agree as well.
he wasn't there, and I get why he isn't there. But to have him included and say what he said about John, I think was right because of what's going on with the oncoming lawsuit with him. But I think, regardless of that, they still have to include him if that makes sense, and stuff.
Cena, did you know? When Cena looked up at the screen and saw Vince McMahon, he gave that cheeky little smile.
Yeah, exactly. And know what? I thought it was a nice touch that they've put this package together for him as well. And then obviously he takes off all the wristbands, leaves his shoes, and then walks back, and then that's it. No speech, no nothing. No jots even left in the ring. I can't even.
John meets Roman Reigns.
Yeah. So no, I think it was the wrong opponent, but for him, it makes sense to go out the way that he did because his mantra is never give up. Now, I will go over all the other comments if you two want to elaborate on why you think this was not the right opponent, and if you think everything in between and after was right and done for Cena, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to start off with what you already said about what happened before the match.
Mm-hmm.
With R-Truth, Ron Cena, as we call him,
Yes.
in The Miz. For me, that was the funniest segment of the whole show.
Yeah, 100%.
Just the way R-Truth comes out with, I seen what you did when you played with Nick Aldis's balls.
I was fucking howling, man, honestly.
But the fact is, Joe Hendry should have been in that tournament.
Yeah.
And we now know it was The Miz that took Joe Hendry's spot.
Yep.
That's the bit that pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
Because Joe Hendry versus Cena could have been a whole different match for the right reasons.
Yes, because Joe did say he wanted to face him if he could in this run. So that would have made far more sense.
Yes. And the fact that Joe Hendry and R-Truth beat up The Miz, and then we get to the main event.
Yeah.
I liked what Cena did before he got in the ring.
Yeah.
Basically hugging everyone, taking the camera, all the people he's faced, all the legends that were ringside. But the match itself, worst match of the night for me. It was definitely worst match because we kind of called it. Like, we all thought it was going to be a 5-minute squash.
Yeah.
Gunther wins. And I think we're pleasantly surprised with how long it actually ran on for. I think it was like a 10-minute match, I thought.
Yeah, it was a
something
10-minute
like that.
match, yeah, mate. 10, 12-minute match. And I was pleasantly surprised watching it this afternoon. I'm thinking, wait a minute, what the
Yeah.
hell? You know what I mean?
But the fact, like you said, John Cena's motto was always never give up.
Yep.
And he gave up.
Yep.
Cena, for me, he deserved a lot better in that match.
He
deserved the perfect opponent. He deserved a hell of a match to go out on.
Yeah.
But we saw none of that.
No, exactly.
And also the stuff you see after the match, like, you could literally hear the crowd going, "Fuck you, Gunther," calling him an asshole. And
he got hate, even got hate from the fans after he left, going back on his bus, mate. You know what I mean? And that is heat in itself. And I'm thinking, right, as much as he's done what he's done, he didn't deserve to get that going back onto his bus to go back wherever he's going, if you know what I mean, to get home.
To be honest, I don't think Triple H deserves the heat he's getting.
No, because the thing is,
none of this is his fault.
No, none of it is. The fact of the matter is,
this is all John Cena.
Yeah,
this is what he wanted.
The thing is, it's what Cena wanted, and I think folk are forgetting that. As much as we are hating on it, Cena's the one that said, "Look, this is who I want to face, but we'll still create the tournament for it. But this is who the end goal is." And I get why Cena wanted to face him, because it's a person he could go toe to toe with, and I get it. But I still don't feel that he needed a push because he's already had it. I felt someone like, because I'll answer Wrestling Real Live, sorry, asked, who would you have faced Cena if it wasn't Gunther? It would have either been, for me, Joe Hendry or Leon Slater. But obviously Leon Slater was in a match, but that's for me. So I put it back to you guys. Who would you had? Because that's what they've asked.
I would have said Javon.
Yep. John?
Quite simply, Javon Evans. I mean, we've seen it in that tag match on Saturday night's main event. He is phenomenal. Leon Slater is also phenomenal athletes.
Yeah, we've got so many messages tonight.
You know what?
And
I've got a few that I would have go against Cena for the last match. Tavian Heights.
Okay.
What the hell do you call him?
Go next door, man. Sorry, you think? No, just go next door because
the Boogeyman.
It would be quite funny, actually, man. That would be quite funny.
Josh Briggs, because Josh Briggs was unfinished business with Cena.
That's true. Right. Craig's came back and he says he doesn't agree that Gunther was the right opponent. Ollie replied to him saying, I swear it's 2027 for AJ Styles' retirement. Craig went, oh, it's definitely 2026, mate. Ollie replied back going, okay, mate, I've got so many messages here because we've rabbited on so much. Craig said, did you also notice when Gunther got in the ring, he got back out and gave Cena's moment to do his entrance too? Yes, I did, and I thought that was a really nice touch. He didn't need to do that. I thought it was really nice. And Craig then came back in and said, I wouldn't be surprised if Cena had free reign to call the match and Cena wanted to tap out. 100%, mate. I totally agree. I think this whole thing with it was that Cena decided, right, this is what we're doing. We're having a tournament, the last time now tournament. He said to Triple H, right, these are the guys I want in it and everything else. And then he said, right, the final goal is we get to me versus the Ring General because I'll be able to go toe to toe with him. But because I never give up, I definitely want to tap out. And that's putting my match to bed. That I've never gave up, if that makes sense. Can we add any more to any of that, boys? And are we still, like, the show, I thought, it was a nice show. Yeah, I know, mate. I realised we were frozen. I figured that out when I looked. He's told me we're frozen. We've got bad echo. Can't do anything about it. Apparently, we've all frozen on the live and we have bad echo. We're not. I'm on YouTube now. We're fine. We're back. I'm on YouTube on my phone. We're all good. Right. If you any more to add, John? Anything to add?
No.
Nah. Thoughts on the show as overall?
The show itself was okay. Also, the two standout matches, Sol Ruka Bailey, the the Phenomenal Styles versus Javon and Leon. I'd probably say the show itself, maybe a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5, yeah. No, what it surprised me, like, because I didn't know what to expect. 4.7, fair enough. I'd give it a 3 out of 5 as well, but it surprised me because I didn't know what to expect. Like, the fact that there was rumours leading up to it, that the fact that Cena was meant to be first, and then he was on, I don't know if it was a Chris Van Leet podcast or somewhere else, he came out and said, that was never the case. I was always going to be on last. He goes, I'm normally in my bed by now, which I thought was quite funny, but it means I have to stay up later and everything else, because, not being funny, it's your last match, right? It's your retirement match. You're not potentially going to fight again. You'll do appearances for the company and whatever else, and do whatever it is. If they need you for something, you'll do it. And he's openly stated that he's never, now that he's done, he's never going to, how do we put it? He's never going to go back in the ring. You'll potentially, like, might like say hypothetically WrestleMania, you'll be back in the ring to potentially do the attendance announcement and shit like that. But he's openly.
What if he's the host of WrestleMania?
Now, mate, that would be nice. That would be nice. But I agree, 3.5. I wasn't expecting some of the stuff that I expected, and I didn't obviously expect Cena's match to last as long as it did. But I'm not gonna lie, I don't know about you two. And Ollie looked at me, and I'm looking at him and thinking, oh fuck, we're both away watching it, because obviously once he put the wristbands and then his shoes and he walks up, and I'm men, I know we're not meant to cry, but because yes, Triple H has always and always will be always will be my favourite wrestler, but I've always had a soft spot for Cena as well. But mate, I bawled my eyes out. Like, when he took that off and put them in the ring in his shoes, I was like, oh fuck. I thought, why am I crying at a fucking grown man, right? Because he's given up his career, he's the greatest of all time. Why the fuck am I in floods of tears? Because, yes, we will see him again, but we'll not see him as an in-ring competitor, if that makes sense.
You know what? I think it's because he's been a big part of all of our childhood. Well, most of our childhood and most of our adulthood.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it now, he was the biggest poster boy for WWE throughout the whole of the noughties.
Yeah. 100%. Thoughts, Alex, before we call it quits? And if anybody else wants to add in as well.
Also, he wasn't a big part of my childhood, because my childhood was like the Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage, Ric Flair, and the Tatanka and Roddy Piper. But yeah, John Cena, for the things he's achieved over the last 23 years.
Yeah.
Whether you love him or hate him, he is the GOAT. He now holds more championships than Ric Flair. But it is sad to see him go.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'd like to see him host like a couple of PLEs here and there.
Yeah, I agree, mate. 100%. But SummerSlam, I definitely think not SummerSlam, Mania, I definitely think he will. And could he potentially, or if not this year, next year, could he be inducted to the Hall of Fame?
It's possible.
Is this? I know he's just hung up these jorts, considering he didn't actually take the jorts off, if you know what I mean. But
I don't think he's allowed to take them off in the middle of the
no,
round.
I don't think he is. I know he spoke about this, but right, okay, that yeah, I was trying to fucking remember, and stuff. So yeah, I still think that he'll turn up on Raw and there'll be a spot and he'll potentially go into the ring and
Yeah.
or he'll give them to someone to put in the ring because by law technically he can't take them off because he's only got boxes on underneath that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Uh,
And also,
stuff.
did you not notice on social media that Gunther is now calling himself the Legend Killer?
Yes, I did. I'm sure Mr. Randy Orton will have something to say about that because Randy Orton is the OG legend killer.
Well, he's defeated more legends than Gunther ever has.
Exactly. He's only did 2.
Exactly. 2 doesn't make you a legend killer.
I know it doesn't, mate. So, right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us that were here tonight in the comments, and especially Craig for coming along and joining in and telling us that we froze or the stuff was all over the place when we first came on. So, thank you for making me aware of that. Thank you to you both for joining me for these 2 and a bit hours. Now, myself and Craig will be back on Tuesday evening with the one to watch, Piper Reynolds. Myself, Alex, and John will be back next Sunday at 8:30 because I have a show, so I won't be back until about 8:30. So thank you all, everyone, for joining us, and peace, and we will see you, the 3 of us, in a week today, and myself and Craig on Tuesday evening.
See ya.
Didn't want to be you. Thank you and good night.